Hi everyone, it's Lonnie. Welcome back to Grace Blossoms for You. Today I want to take part in a challenge called #Grungy Tag Challenge 2025, and it is hosted by a YouTube channel, Lorie, at Piles of Paragraphs. And the prompt for January is label. So this could be interesting because I don't consider grunge one of my strong suits, but I do love it. Sometimes I like more, sometimes I like less, but I seem to like it better when other people do it. So this definitely will be a challenge for me. Anybody can play, and look her up. It's Lorie at Piles of Paragraphs, all one word. And this looks like a lot of fun, so I encourage you to check her channel out, and I will link these two things in the description below. So look for that. So I have some bases already, and I haven't used them up yet. Some of them I even started, and this one may have like a grunge feel to it because I put a tea bag, I sewed a tea bag to it, and so I stitched on it. Now this is a book page cover, but inside I have some papers that I wanted to use up, and they're not really great for arts and crafts because they're really slippery, so I'm just using up what I had. So definitely scrap buster here. And also this one I started with the grunge, so again the same base with paper in there that's not really good for much. And then that's how I use it up. I use it for filler when I can. So I would say that's fairly grungy already, so that's a good start. This one has some ink on it, and again it's the same base with the yucky filler paper. And then I have this. It's a piece of cardboard I was thinking of doing something with, and now it's completely blank. It doesn't have anything on here. So I'm going to start actually with this one and see what happens here. So I like a base of at least 3 inches. So if I cut it, there's kind of a bend in it there. What if I rip it? It's a tag, and it's a grungy tag, so we should be able to rip it. No rules that say we cannot, so there we go. And then I think I will cut the base though. So how are you doing today? Are you up for a challenge? Do you like grunge? Like I said, I like it, but I don't think I'm particularly strong at it, so I definitely want to play. So yeah, every month I take it, there's going to be a new prompt. So for grunging this one, I was thinking there's a couple things I'd like to try. I have these cut out, what I use for a stencil, and I was thinking if I got my ink out, and maybe this is one time where I would actually use different colors of ink and just, I don't know, go for it. Just, I don't know, when I think grunge, I think just make a mess. So how hard could that be, right? How hard could it be to make a mess? We make messes all the time when we're not trying, so at least I do. I keep talking for you guys, and you may be totally different than me. that doesn't look very grungy yet. I think I'm going to have to add some fun layers or something. But I will ink the edges. That's always, I think, a good start. That lets you know where the gaps are. Got the grunge gap. There we go. So then I was thinking, I have these other papers too. That's probably going to be too opaque. You can't really see anything through that. But I also have one more tea bag that's kind of grungy. I don't know what I think of that. It might be okay. I don't know if it would stick very well because of the grooves in here, though. That's something to think about. I could cut it into or tear it into strips and do it that way, but maybe I'll save that for something else too. Well, so far I'm not feeling entirely grungy here. I got this plastic I was thinking of using. I think it's from, I don't know, onions or potatoes or something. I was thinking actually the prompt for this month could go on top of here. But let's see, I even had a grungy label picked out. In fact, I made this one myself a while back. I just stamped some script on it, inked it up, and I stamped a flower on there too. Speaking of stamps, alright, so sometimes when you clean up, you hide things on yourself. At least that's what happens to me. Alright. Seriously, I make more of a mess when I clean up than anything else. Alright, let's see. Need some really dark. Yeah, that's not bad. Do that a few times in a few different directions. Okay, now I feel like I'm getting somewhere. As more stuff falls down that I've already cleaned up. Okay. We're going to need a hole up top. Try to center it. And I was thinking of putting that as a base for the tag, or for the label. If you're hearing noises, that's the wind playing with the, I don't know, pipes and things outside. wires. If I put a label on there, what else would I need? Spatter, some kind of spatter. Let's see, I don't know if this would actually show up. I have some speckled egg alcohol ink that I made myself. Let's just try this. Sorry, I do it over the garbage can so that it doesn't spray all over my desk here. I don't know, I don't really see any blue. So that's not very convincing for grunge, is it? Let's see. Okay, I got some white acrylic paint, and I found this paper towel that I was using to wipe up some of my jelly prints, the plate. And so I was thinking, how could I use this? I could have just glued this to a base, and that would have been, I think, really nice. In fact, I may do that too yet. But for this piece, I was thinking just maybe take some little pieces and maybe make them really small, and then just kind of glue them in spots. Would that work? Would that make it grungy? We can try. Oops. Feel a little clumsy today. I think maybe I have to rip it a bit more. This is not to place an ad for it, but this is Bounty, the quicker picker upper. And it's pretty sturdy, like strong, which I know it sounds like an ad, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to I haven't done this before, guys. I'm just goofing around. What I'm going to do is take my bone folder and kind of mush it into the ridges there. Because, I mean, after all, we don't want it to fall apart. I think I kind of like that. Okay, so I'm tearing this a little bit, which can be a little challenging. And then maybe I could even put the glue down first. I'll put it in some spots here where there's not much else going on. So yeah, I was happy to see this challenge. I've been wanting to participate in challenges this year, and so far the things that I've come across, they seemed a little, I don't know, intensive. I don't know, just, yeah, I have to be in the mood for a certain thing, and if it seems too organized for me, then I probably won't do it. This is only once a month, and I don't think it's too much. I think it's doable. I mean, you know you're going to be making a tag, and you know it's always going to be grungy. So it's just the little prompts that change. So I think I'm going to do okay with this one. It's not going to take over my life, and yet it's something to look forward to, something to think about once in a while. All right, so I don't know, is that grungy enough? You know, I can tell I did not ink these parts. And now That's gonna be harder to do because got it in the groove there already. Probably get ink on my, well, glue from on my dauber from the grooves here. Okay, so that actually, I like that better with the ink on it. I'm gonna do a couple more pieces. Yeah, I had a feeling that paper towel was gonna come in handy for something because it was soaking up the color so nicely. Oops, I forgot again. It's kind of hard to ink up when it's already torn. It's actually kind of fun to work with. And my bone folder is exactly the right width needed to get into the grooves here. Okay, so it's stuck to my finger. I'll just smush it down some more. Okay, what do y'all think of grunge and gold combined? Like, I am seriously thinking that I want to add some gold to this. I mean, I guess it depends on how you apply it, right? Okay, so I think one more itty bitty piece. And it's gonna go right about there. That adds, you know, that has gray in it mostly. There's some blue in it, but I think the blue is actually really starting to stick out some. I need a little more glue. Okay, something like that. And then I am going to probably put this on next. I'm going to need my hot glue for that. Do what I was thinking. Maybe some white. And I'm going to use maybe this other piece of, because I don't want it to be too clean, right? So pardon me while I make a mess here. I was just thinking, you know, it doesn't have to be lots, just get some on there. I want a little bit more. Not on my table, but that's where it's ending up. Okay, I'll keep that maybe for something else yet. And I don't have my wet wipes handy, of course, because I'm not usually that dirty. Okay, I'm going to try and clean up that mess a bit. All right, so this is hot now. And let's see if I make it kind of go in a circle. And then bring it back around. Almost looks like nesting material. I think I need more because it's very uneven, so I might just move that a little. And then put this there. Well, there's some stuff you don't use every day. Used paper towel. But I guess everything has a place if you want to hold on to it long enough. All right, so that's that. What else? Was I thinking of gold? I was thinking of gold. I'm gonna use more paper towel. Maybe the same piece. I'm just thinking, you know, I just slap it on maybe the edges or this is what we call smearing. Well, that's what I call it. Okay, sorry about my fingers. I was thinking this might make a good add-on to this yet. Why not? Go for the gusto. Okay, then I just need to clean that off. Yeah, so maybe I'll use some of those bases for future projects. The white does show up, and then you got the lighter label, and then you've got the gold that makes it shiny. You got some dark in the back there, so I think we're good for contrast. And then I have this coffee dyed piece of rag. And let's see. I actually like working with cardboard, but I don't do a lot of it. Well, there you go. That's what rags do, right? Okay, that probably was not what I was. Okay. Now that could be for something too, but you know what? That's stuck. It's not going anywhere. I might put some glue in the middle there just to seal that up. What I was thinking I might do is get this to fray a little bit, just to add to the grunge feel. But as you can see, not much is needed. Well, the thing about grunge is you either really like it or you really don't like it. So however it ends up, that is, for myself, I would call this a success because, like I said, I don't do a lot of grunge. So in fact, if I really wanted to get wild and crazy here, I think there's a great lesson in grunge. Because basically when I think of grunge, I think really dirty. And that's kind of the condition I was in when Jesus found me. And so he cleaned me up with his blood, washed me white as snow. So in that sense, my grunge days are behind me. But here we can play and be reminded where we came from to where we've gone, to where he's brought us. So I like finding little life lessons when I craft. And maybe that's why I craft. All right, so there is a grungy tag with a label on it. And somehow I got gold on the back. Oops, I'm gonna have to find a way to get that off. I know, usually I'm trying to put gold on and now I'm trying to get it off. Anyways, that could be used for journaling it, so. Knocking things over again. All right, I am going to end it there, and thank you for watching and for playing along. Let me know if you give this a try, and let me know what you think of grunge. It's always interesting to see what people think. All right, we'll see you again next time. Bye for now.